future, humanity struggles to survive against the Xenos of the universe. Only the Council of Xenophobes and its Marines can protect humanity. The Xenophobe Marines are fueled by caffeine, nicotine, and military-grade testosterone. Among them stands a Marine capable of saving the human race through hate, murder, and double murder. He is Ultra Xenophobe. I was born better than everyone else. The Xenophobe Marines are all selected based on their testosterone levels. Testosterone is what makes a man great, and with great testosterone comes great murder of Xenos. My name is John Batts. My job is to murder, and there is no person in this universe better at my job than myself. Xenos are good at my job too, but if they were just a little better, they could have nipped me off while I was still in my father's balls. Big mistake. The big, beautiful space wall is once again being attacked by Xenos. They have tried many times to tear it down. Not on my watch. The Xenos of the universe come in all sizes and shapes. Today, a brigade of Nephilim makes their attempt. The Nephilim are on average around 12 feet tall. Our own Xenophobe Marines beat me here and managed to take care of all the Nephilim slaves called half-souls. The Nephilim's existence is a disgrace, and since God won't wipe them out, I'll step in. My feet touch down on the solid laser that forms the space wall. My suit keeps me from burning up from the glorious lasers. Space metal is magnificent, and only some sort of nerd knows exactly what it does. I only know how I can use it to murder better. My fellow Xenophobe Marines kneel at my arrival. Some believe that God abandoned humanity, and that I arrived to purge in his place. Others believe that I am the vessel that God has chosen to carry out his will. I don't know which is true. The only truth I care about is that I will murder all Xenos. 3 Nephilim half-angels remain. Their power armor makes them tower over us all even more than they already do. Power armor is for pussies. They look at me, confused as to why everyone has stopped. Quickly, they draw their cannons and fire at me. My suit injects me with a T-shot, liquid testosterone. The concoction mixes with my blood, and it's the best fucking feeling there is. My muscles bulge, and the bullets stop, unable to penetrate the weave of my muscles. I jump off into space to dodge the rest of the incoming fire, not because I'm hurt by it, but because their weapons hitting me makes me itchy. I draw my own weapon, blessed be it, that fires the holy ammunition. It's a sidearm that I'm testing out. Squeezing the trigger, it fires just how I like my murder, fast and numerous. They put up their arms as the holy metal of my blessed firearm rains down on them. Their pussy armor is able to keep them alive. I can't let that continue. Jets from my suit shoot me in their direction. I take my melee weapon and raise it above my head. A 2-handed mace with the skull of my mentor at the end. His years of testosterone injections made his bones stronger than any metal. The Nephilim attempts to stop my mighty mace, but my strength snaps its arms, and the skull of the one who trained me breaks through his helmet. Then I twist the handle of the mace, and 2 shotgun shells fire out of the eye sockets of my mace. Every good weapon has gunpowder in it. The head of the Nephilim explodes. One Nephilim attempts to run. Fucking pussy. The other steps around his dead friend and goes to punch me. The half-angel's power armor is equipped with a special gauntlet that can break through most space metal. I do the reasonable thing and punch his punch. My massive muscles cause the gauntlet's metal to ripple, and then his whole arm separates from the rest of his body. The Nephilim drops to his knees, crying like a bitch because of his missing arm. I pick him off his feet and look at his face through the glass of his helmet. His face is human-like, but all the facial features are barely pronounced. Then, I throw him at the other Nephilim, fleeing for his bitch life. Shortly after the two collide, the grenades I attached to the one-armed half-angel explode. Death by orbs filled with holy black powder is too good a death for beings that pathetic. The troops around me cheer in excitement. They are blessed to witness the being of ultimate testosterone in action. A few of them run to try and touch me. They believe that touching me might rub off some of my testosterone on themselves. Dangerous for them right after I had a fresh testosterone injection. The smallest one near me begins to choke to the point of passing out. That happens sometimes. Holding this much testosterone in one body can condense the air around and make it unbreathable, even while wearing a spacesuit. 3 Nephilim killed is not enough Xeno killing for the day. I must hunt further in space. I must seek out all Xenos and wipe them from existence until there are no more Xenos alive. This is what I live for I am the Ultra Xenophobe.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream.
Do not redeem! Do not redeem!
Pretty confused by that. Hey, all right, we're going to talk Zalen today by the Rippaverse, but before that, we're going to talk... Yeah, we're going to talk Fiendish by Rainy Draws, right? Which is, been on my radar for a long, long time. Fantasy. Yeah, I mean, fantasy... high fantasy, I should say, right? And which is not much, especially in the comic book scene that's high fantasy. So always wanted to check it out. Got to check it out because you can watch it or read it for free on Global Comics if you have a Global Comics membership, right? So I guess it's not free. What you guys just saw before, if you were watching, it's a short story series I do every week, and I also do the audio for it because why not? That's just, I'm just gonna probably be doing that for the startup to, for people to roll on in. Big surprise. That hurts the shit out of my voice when I record that. I don't know if you can tell.
No.
It's like dying for water after that. Just constantly.
It gets easier. The more you do it, you kind of learn how to do it.
Like sucking dick? Emily, is that what you're trying to say?
I was thinking more like doing harsh metal vocals, but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, after that, so tonight is Von Coleman's closeout day. So at midnight tonight, his issue 3 of Phenomenova ends, and I think he's going to start streaming around 10. So I can't raid people, so I don't have enough subs. So like and subscribe.
Two people.
Yeah, with 2 people. Hey man, 2's more than nothing. Huh?
That's so true.
Yeah, so we're gonna link that, down below, trying to get people to hop in once we talk about that. Or done talking about these 2 comics. Like I said, this is just kind of fun, and for people who have already consumed product and want to talk about it, here you go. Here's a show for that. So Fiendish, let's give the roundup.
All right. Sorry, I'm pulling my chat up here.
Yeah.
All right. Fiendish. So Fiendish, the rundown as taken from the website is, as a child, Casimir was the sole survivor of a mysterious demon attack on his hometown of Dorvo. Years after fleeing the massacre, Kaz thought he had left his nightmares behind until the same monster resurfaces and starts killing again. Now, along with several companions who also wish revenge upon the beasts, Kaz sets out to revisit his past, uncover the truth behind Dorvo's downfall, and hopefully, just hopefully, put an end to the fiendish infestation. As you mentioned, it's story, art, and lettering. I'm going to get the last name wrong because I don't know if I've ever actually heard it said. From Irene Strachalski? Volata.
Sure.
Yeah. Interior colors by Carlos Zamudio. And then you got Duncan Burris in there with some shading assist, I believe that says. So there you go. That's the team. Yeah.
Yeah, I really should pay attention to who does what. I only really knew that it's. Oh, this is not fucking. This is not right. Just showing the YouTube page.
Everything's not right.
Not right. That's not the. That's not what I'm trying to look at.
Not at all.
It confused me because I could see. See the comic in the background. There we go. Okay, cool. This is the cover. It's on Global Comics at least. So we're going to be able to show some of the pages, right? Of course, you're probably going to have to go buy it or get a Global Comics subscription and view it through there. So I'm not going to show every page as per usual. It's kind of rude, right?
Yeah. It's giving away the milk.
Right. Yeah.
Free.
And
The saying.
but you should have already read it if you're listening to this, or maybe, hey, I always try to tell people the philosophy that, if somebody gets something spoiled for them, they're way more likely to consume, read, watch, or whatever that story is. So it's not a big deal if we spoil this for you. Just saying. Oh, that one has a titty on it. Definitely not showing that page.
Yeah, there's some
right.
content in this book that surprised me, given the art style, because it has like this. It's kind of like a little bit rounder, a little bit more cartoonish, and I was expecting it to be a little bit lighter, and it's actually, like you said, it's got some nudity in there and some pretty intense gore and people dropping F-bombs and stuff, and I was a little bit like, whoa, I didn't know this is gonna be this kind of book.
I kind of saw that coming because somebody once described this as like fantasy with some Cthulhu like elements in there, right? And I can see that, right? Because like you get these monsters, which I can't show you that page because there's a titty on it. It's a drawn titty, but still titty. Yeah, so I mean that kind of prepped me in there for being like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a much more mature series, right? Especially having a Cthulhu element thrown in there. But yeah, I know that was something that kind of struck me because I've seen a lot of Irene's, or not a lot. I've seen some of Irene's work and really awesome and kind of like a fan favorite in the like indie community that we're kind of swimming around in. And yeah, like it's definitely impressive. Definitely looks good. Now, I guess this is some of her earlier work, but yeah, it does have like a bit of a toonish look to it.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that was like the best, like worked the best for the story, or I guess it's just kind of confusing at times because you see this like toonish face and then this gruesome things happening, right? And that was kind of like a little like weird, but
yeah, I think it's the eyes on some of the characters. You mentioned this too, and me looking back, I'm like, yeah, a lot of these characters have the big eyes, almost like a Pixar character. Like it's right on that line, kind of. And so I have that association in my brain. So I'm reading this, I'm like, oh, big-eyed character. Oh boy, that guy's all ripped apart.
Yeah, trying to figure it out, like trying to figure out what's going on in my head, and I think it's the big eyes. And I skimmed through the second one a little bit. Eyes don't seem as big. I don't think that what the issue we're seeing right now, like with the art, which again, fantastic art. It's got these heavy lines. The coloring is fantastic. But yeah, there's just like what's that called? Like this. It's not. I'm saying Uncanny Valley is like unfair, but it does mess with your head a little bit in that sense.
I know what you mean.
Does it make sense? Yeah.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, I don't want to say Uncanny Valley. Did you? Sorry, I blanked. Did you already give the roundabout about this?
I did. Yes, I did.
Okay. Yeah. Well, so okay, the monsters. Let's go into the monsters because you get like a peek at what some of the monsters are going to be to come. They got the tentacles like sprouting out on them and everything like that. They got a bunch of faces. To me, you definitely have not read this, seen this, but this kind of gives Berserk demon vibes. Because the demons in Berserk very often have like their demon face and then like a human face, like on their chest or something like that. And because all those demons were previously human, I suspect that's kind of what was going on with this one too. But yeah,
that sounds kind of fiendish. See what we did there? See that?
Yeah.
The monsters thing. Any time you throw like tentacles on something, and that's what people saying that has that Cthulhu kind of vibe. I think you see tentacles I mean, that's kind of terrifying on its own. And then it almost reminded me a little bit of like the Demigorgon. It's got like kind of like a dog body and stuff. The monster, not in the very beginning, but the one that they
Yeah,
encounter later
no,
in the book.
that's fair. And it's like almost all these type of creatures are it's all rooted in some sort of Lovecraftian like influence.
Yes.
But yeah.
And it almost has like a sea monster kind of vibe on that level too, where it almost looks like, in fact, if the inspiration wasn't those coral underwater that have like that hair that kind of moves around, part of the creature kind of looks like that too. It has a very aquatic look to it in a lot of ways. But it's definitely creepy. It's definitely something that, and of course, there's a character early on that like, sucks a hole through his neck and just, bleeds the guy dry from within. So it's a pretty nasty
Yeah, I'm going to
enemy.
show a panel. But I will say Hero Darky Dark about Zalen. Did I spell Zalen right? Because okay, I should mention my comic is packed away, so I didn't have the chance to pick it up for reference. Okay,
It's
yeah.
ZA.
scare me for a sec. But
Z-O,
no,
that's wrong.
spoiler alert, Hero, big mistake. But yeah, okay. So this is like on the bottom left, we can see this is the Cthulhu like creature. You see the face down here. Anyone who sees Berserk will probably see what I mean when I say that. Now, is that her influence? Has she seen Berserk? No idea, but it's not like Berserk's the only one that's done it. And every anime, almost every single anime there is, Justin, is in some way influenced by Berserk. Now, this isn't anime or manga, right? But I'm pretty sure she consumed some of that stuff, right? So
Okay, that's probably fair. I mean, I feel like everybody's read Berserk.
Yeah, it's kind of integral, important. I don't know.
Yeah, 35 plus year run. So
yeah. But stick around, man. Catch the spoilers, and then read it. But yeah, okay. So I'm kind of going through the pages. So okay, starting off, a lot of word bubbles, not too much, not like where it's like, bro, what? And reading some of these older comics right now, currently, doing New Teen Titans, and dude, they're so wordy. There's so much words. So I feel like it's more new age stuff. I've been like, let's draw back on the words. But I would say it feels like the dialogue, I don't think it was too much, but it could have been cut down for what was said. And you got these two characters that are going out to look for a missing person. You're going to soon find out that this person's dead. And I will say, it wasn't until the reread where I'm like, oh, this main character. So basically, it started off with a flashback, right, of this town being burned, and this guy, these two kids being like, "Oh, what's going on?" And then like one of the guys stands up, and it fade to black. I thought that the main character, this blonde guy, Casimir, for some reason, I thought he was the older guy in that flashback scene.
Exact same thing, and he's actually the younger kid in the flashback. And I assume it's his older brother, Stana is the one that the demon mom takes out. So Stana tells Kaz, get out of here. I'm going to go deal with the monster. And then Stana gets killed. And then it flashes forward. But because in the past, Kaz had short hair, and now in the future he has long hair. And in the past, Stana had long hair. I did the same thing where I was like, wait, hang on. I had to slow down. And it was, again, my second reading where I'm like, oh, okay. That's not the same two people. They are a little bit different. I thought the one guy dyed his hair or something, but yeah, I'm right there with you.
Well, I wasn't paying attention to his hair. I just thought he was the same kid because you got this you got a younger guy throughout this story, but he's still older than that kid that Casimir is in that flashback scene, right? So threw me off. I'm not that that's a problem, but it's just I don't know. I guess a word or two could have cleared that up. So right off the bat, we kind of get the idea that Casimir is a very am I saying that right? Casimir, the character?
I think Casimir, I don't know, because you just read it. I've never heard anybody say it, so I don't know. You can say everyone. I think they call him Kaz.
He's kind of an edgy boy. It's kind of a don't talk to me. You're not worth my time. And we can only assume it's because of what happened in that village. Now he's again. I hate to keep comparing this to one manga, right? But but it's kind of like he's berserk after, like, just leave me alone. I don't care. But the thing is, even the very early iterations of Guts, the main character from Berserk, he went through a whole lot more than this character went through to kind of have this angst and edginess, right? So we'll say it does come off like he's a bit of a dick.
Yeah, he's his personality certainly didn't hook me a whole lot. It's kind of thing. It's always hard to, with one book, it's very hard to really get sucked in. I feel like
Absolutely.
unless it's a really long book, but occasionally you get lines here or there like, oh, okay, but I'm with you. He's just sort of that standoffish personality makes it even harder to get to know the character.
Right. And so what they, like I said, they were looking for a missing person, and they find him, and of course this guy's dead.
Poor Lars.
And I don't want to show the art because I feel like it's too edgy for, not edgy. I think it might be too gruesome for YouTube.
TOS or something. Yeah.
It's brutal. It's brutal. It looks awesome. Yeah. And so basically the guy is drained. Like there's like a hole in his neck, and he's just like his blood was all sucked out, shriveled up. So,
and he was ripped in half, and also like his innards crushed at the same time. So doesn't look like a good way to go. Lars had a rough afternoon, that's for sure.
Yeah, and so that's a good, now we're building tension. We're like, okay, there's something out there that's fucking scary. That does some really fucked up things to people. Don't want to get caught to it. And we also got a glimpse of them destroying the town, right? You have something to say?
Well, I was just going to say, Kaz, upon that, is like, oh, this is just like what happened whenever I was a kid. Like, he's getting his spidey sense is tingling that maybe the monster from his past is back. He's wondering if it's the same thing. He's like, I think I've seen this before.
Yeah.
And we're like, you have, because we saw it like 5 pages ago. We were there.
Yeah. And so the dialogue, right? The dialogue, and I think just removing the cursing. I'm just not really a fan of cursing in epic fantasies,
I'm with you. I think I like, to me, I much more prefer where they're like, oh, black it all, or that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where they make up curse words that in world, there's something about just dropping F-bombs that takes me out of it a little bit.
Obviously, I think there's places for it. And I think, like Bastard. I think Bastard definitely has a place in epic fantasy. I think just an abundant. I'm trying to remember now. I don't want to be a complete hypocrite because it's like I don't remember how much cursing is in Berserk. But I think it's an easy way to kind of have modern language, which you really want to stay away from, like epic fantasy. And so them being like, oh fuck, no, Lars, their friend, which I think that's fine. But then when somebody goes, this can't be normal, and then the main character goes, no shit, it's not. I'm like, that felt very modern. That specific.
It's fun. I don't remember
response.
That specific line. Hearing you say it, I'm like, oh. But yeah, I don't remember that specific line. But that sense of that sort of dialogue, yeah, I feel like if it's going to be there, like you were saying, you can make it work, but only in certain contexts. And other ones, it just feels sort of not high fantasy. It feels like the real world, modern times, and all that. So I know what you mean.
Yeah, well, we're here to criticize, and when I'm reading this, I'm very specifically looking for things to criticize because I don't want this shit to just be us fucking glazing somebody's comic for just constantly. Okay, all right, let's see. And so now they're kind of like walking back with the person and the dead body, bringing it back to town, and we're kind of getting some lore dumps. And I am completely fine with lore dumps. I think people are sometimes too afraid of lore dumps. Rippaverse, like sometimes just tell me what the fuck is happening, right? And a lot of stories won't do that. This story is doing that. They're giving the lore dumps. The only thing I would say is like, there's a lot of panels, a lot of pages and stuff like that. And I think they could have been cut down and some of the dialogue could have been on the same, like on another panel squished in. And I think you could have like conserved more space to make the story feel like it's moving faster. You think that's fair?
I think it's maybe just like I don't think it's not fair, but I didn't have as much of an issue with the pacing and the dialogue. I think that might just come down to like preference and maybe of a certain like it didn't smack of. I wasn't like this is a problem. This is that sort of thing.
No.
Yeah, this is fine. Yeah. This is fine. There's one character that it sort of bothered me, but it was done intentionally. It's the caravan driver. I think it's like Halibran or something. And he has like 3 dialogue bubbles, like 10,000 words in it, because he's supposed to be a talker. That's the whole point. But me, I'm like, I have to read every word, and I'm like,
okay, yeah. I mean, I was gonna wait till we got that, and we can cover it again. But like, I didn't like that because again, I'm like, I get it. But I'm like, maybe don't actually write out what he's saying or something like that, because I'm reading it and I'm like, I know, because it was also done. It was a fainter text than the rest. So it's like obvious that it's like, oh yeah, this is supposed to be annoying on purpose. But then I'm like, now I'm reading this stuff and it has nothing to do with it. So I'm kind of like, I'm putting more work than I want to right now.
It was too effective is my problem. Like, I'm actually getting irritated. And that's like, I guess you could say that's effective writing, but I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to be irritated.
Yeah.
That was the only time I felt like the dialogue or the bubbles or whatever. But again, it was intentional. So it's sort of a,
No, absolutely. Okay. So we're going to show this beautiful overshot of this village that they're living, Alstad.
Yeah. There's a couple really, really awesome panels of the cityscapes, the town on the cliff, like awesome. The landscape.
Yeah, I think that's like that's next. Yeah, I'm gonna show that too.
The way she captures a lot of the nature, man. I haven't really seen anybody else that has like quite the same style, and it's really pleasing to look at. It's really cool.
No, I think that's why people are such a big fan of her too.
Right.
So okay. Again, so what I will say. Again, as much as I think this is fucking awesome, so I go back to that toonish feel, and right here, these mountains, like feel very toonish. Like I don't feel like we're ever like if you were to actually like put a person right on top of here and get a scene from it, it would look kind of crazy, right? It's just like that. It feels like we're in a really fun world. But that's not what's happening. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And like a little bit of like whiplash, like this whimsical like town, and then you're like somebody getting their guts ripped out.
Yeah.
But man, it excellent artwork.
And the coloring, the inking, all of it looks really. There's some really beautiful pages in this book.
Yeah.
Oh, did you notice above the town, there's like these little rune letters floating about and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the book, there's like an alphabet where you can go back and like translate them, I assume. I didn't actually do it myself, but I'm like,
I thought these were like chirps.
See, I don't know. I thought they were the runes, and there's that language at the back, and I'm like, if it's the kind of thing where you can go back, and if each one is like a letter, and it spells like a hint or something, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I like when books do that sort of thing, where there's like a puzzle hidden within. But
right, that's too
lazy to go back and
crazy commitment because, like, so even sometimes I do my own epic fantasy writing, but I'm like, a language. Look, they're just gonna not understand each other when it comes to it. I'm not gonna bother with another language. Are you crazy? Or alphabet? What? But no, that's crazy dedication in there, and that shows how much care goes into this, right?
Yeah, that's fun. I like little things like that. If it is, unless she's like, no, I just drew random letters, which I doubt. I don't know. They seem too intentional, and they pop up throughout. And there's a character we meet that speaks only in those kinds of letters, and there's something magic associated with that. So I don't know. I think there's something more there to chew on.
I almost would like be like, that's probably a whole nother language, but like I wouldn't doubt it. What do we got? Another token over here? Holy shit. I want to mention this before I forget. So it feels like the main character's like main weapon is these axes, right? He's got 2 axes. And then I saw a cover where he has like these kind of like hook blades or something like that, like one hook blade and an axe. Just want to say I really appreciate that his main weapon is not a sword. Like, I
Are
know
you
it's something small.
Anti-sword?
Well, I'm not anti-sword. It's just like more weapons exist than just a sword. And then there goes into the whole thing where it's like swords were kind of relegated to really, people who had fucking money, right? Because it's a lot more metal. So when you got this like high fantasy older like stuff, it makes way more sense for somebody to have something that's not a sword. Like especially something like an axe that like, for wood chopping, even though totally forgive anyone on this, but it's like there's a bigger difference between a battle axe and then an axe designed for cutting wood.
Right.
But still, I'm like, thank you. I like variation, right? And that's what it comes down to. I don't want to just see everyone with a sword unless it's like a military, right?
Yeah, I get that. Something I never thought about. Now you're pointing out, like, oh yeah, I'm very much like rule of cool. I'm not like, oh well, he's a lowboard and he wouldn't have this fancy sword. I'd just be like, yo, that sword's cool. It's got.
Well, it's not cool if everyone has a sword. It's lame.
I don't know, man. There's
it's
different
lame.
kinds of swords. Like
more weapons
one's got,
exist.
like, carvings in it. One's got like the hilt that's like that or something. One has 2 sword blades. That's extra scary.
Sounds hot, Savage Dad. Sounds hot. He's covered in animal fat hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now we're at this part where we get introduced to the guy who's rolling up. There's 2 carts, wagons. That's the word. Fuck, I'm retarded.
Wagon.
Yeah. So 2 wagons, and
are there 2 wagons?
There are 2. Yes.
Oh yes.
You could see 2 roll up. And that's where like you get the annoying guy, right? And I'm going to show the page. And as we can see, there's all these word bubbles. And if you're like most people, because you don't want to like, you're like, it's written down. So
I got to read it.
I don't want to miss it. And so I'm reading this. I'm like, oh, it's all so fucking pointless. So she accomplished what she was going for by putting these word bubbles on. Yep. But I'm kind of like, yeah, but I don't want to be annoyed. I don't,
Kaz is getting all upset, and then Iskul, the little brown-haired kid, he's like, "Oh wow, he's got a lot of fun stories. Like, this kid's talking about all kinds of things." He's like, "No, stop him! Stop encouraging him." And the troupe here, it's a bunch of actors. He called it like a theater troupe or a play troupe or something. So they just travel around and perform, as I guess what they're doing. So,
yeah, and the main character's kind of coming off like a dick now, right? Like just like, hurry up, don't listen to them.
We're hunting a monster. And gosh,
it's a little much, right? It's a little much. And I like maybe we'll find out more of what the backstory happens because I'm also again epic fantasy, right? Everyone's parents are dead back then, like everyone's kids die, like. They're not really considered an official human until they're like 3 years old at least, So I'm like, you're okay, dude. Your whole village got ransacked. Like, that's everyone. All right. Grow up. Not to be such an edgy boy.
Well, the nice thing, and I almost wonder too if she made this character extra annoying because you go through this, you're like, oh, and then the next page, what happens? The monster jumps out of the woods and just like eats this dude.
yeah, eats him, and it's just like fucking brutal. I think I can get away with this. So yeah, it's blood, but it's not too brutal. Yeah, and you got these like again. I think it's a really cool design for a thing. You kind of like nailed it with the Demigorgon from Stranger Things.
So, yeah, the dog ones from the second season.
Yeah, from the second one. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, no, definitely got that vibe. And as you can see, 2 carts. It's not the first time you see 2 carts.
So true.
It's got this little face thing.
And the rune is, see the little runes, like the black text with the yellow stroke at the bottom and at the bottom right.
Oh yeah, I just pass again, dyslexic. I just passively go over and like, oh, this is a growl sound.
If it actually is that, if you go and translate it, it just says like thwack. And it's just
okay. So all right,
but in rune. That'd be pretty funny.
Well, this should be easy, right? Like this one. This is 4 Fs and 3 hearts
and 3 hearts. So we get to the translation. I'll go to the last page. Let's see if we can translate here live.
Yeah,
we'll do it live. All right.
And so that's obviously just like a grunt or something like that. Not actually like I don't think he's actually speaking a language. So I'm like, if she translated the grunts to another language according to the beast, I'm like, that's some crazy extra steps. That's awesome, dude.
Okay, I'm not seeing an. Oh wait, maybe that's the F. I think it says.
It's like three dashes and then one.
All right, this might be wrong, but we're gonna pretend that I'm nailing it. So it looks like the F is SH, and then the heart is U. So it's
Shit.
it's
Okay.
just a Japanese dude. It tastes so
Okay.
good.
Is
There
that
you go.
the language
There you
makes? There's a bunch of hearts all over the place. A bunch of people going, ew. Well, but like the hearts are okay. Then there's a dash above this heart. What does that mean? Then there's, yeah, okay. Like I said, there might be I don't know, might be a third language. Yeah. Then okay. So then that lady that was in the back of the caravan, she immediately gets her fucking arm ripped off.
Yeah, that's brutal.
And then the other caravan like ends up accidentally falling down the side of the hill, which again, is realistic. And the dude looks like he's got his back broken or something like that when they land. It's brutal.
It's not good. It's not good.
Okay. And then we get into the action.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll say that like the first half of this comic, yeah, you had the beast in the beginning, but it's like there's no action for the first half, which is fine. But it was kind of, I was like waiting for it. So then we finally get to this action. How'd you feel about the action overall?
I liked it overall. I thought it was cool. I maybe would have liked slightly more. I can never get this word. Dynamicism. Like some of the scenes are cool and they are interesting to look at. Like the composition, the red background's really intense, and the rendering of all the tentacles in the face and all this. But it almost seems like it could have been taken even a little bit more extreme. I guess it keeps it a little bit more grounded by having it this look, but I almost wanted the like what's the word? I'm tired. The exaggerated, some exaggeration to the body. Yeah, like that stretch and pull that they do in like old cartoons, that kind of thing, where it just creates more depth and more. But maybe that would have made it feel too anime. So it's a preference thing, I guess. But I thought overall I enjoyed the action. I thought it was pretty cool. There's one part that I thought was not silly, but he's like getting bit by this thing and he's got the axe. He's like, well, this thing's trying to tear my arm off too. If I just twisted my arm like this, and he like snaps the blade and then he can get it.
Yeah, very anime, like kind of describing a little bit too much going on. Okay, again, the dialogue. So this is another example. Let the fuck go. I'm just like,
oh, where was that? I didn't even see that the first
It's right here. Yeah.
Oh man, I was so absorbed in the action. I think that just like rolled right through.
Yeah. So that's kind of just in general. I have a lot of cursing in my first book, and I try to steer away from it, just in fear of just coming off like a little overly edgy. You
should go the exact opposite direction, and it's every fifth word is profanity.
Dude, there are people who do it, man. Like Daniel Green, that dude's book is just all like, fuck, shit, oh god, fucking. It's like it doesn't make it better, So especially when you sparse the cursing, it makes the cursing have so much more of an effect when you hear it. But of course, some characters are going to curse more than others, right? So
yeah, that's true too. Yeah. So, what did you like the action in this? I don't know if you said if you liked it one way or another. I kind of
okay. So, drawn excellent, right? And I think what you mentioned was also really good. Yeah, I do like it. I think one thing that got me was just like the video game mechanic of like, oh, shoot it in the face, and
it's making it weaker.
Kind of how he, and kind of how he picked that up. I was like, well, how'd you get that from? Did it just like scream more when it happened? But I'm like, either way, it just felt so.
It started blinking orange and yellow.
It felt so video gamey, where it's just like, yeah, like here's the highlighted like weak point,
right.
And yeah, that's kind of like that. But as I don't know, you said like it needed more dynamic, but I think the fight was dynamic, and I think that's what I liked about it, right? So it's just like, yeah, like so he's not being burned for some reason, so we're getting a little bit of storytelling through the action.
Yes, that's something earlier with the monster. They were tracking it because it was leaving burn marks everywhere. So whatever it does, it burns its victims in this fight. like you just said, he's not being burned. So that's a little bit of like, ooh, why aren't you getting burned?
Yeah. And a lot of times I criticize sometimes because they're like saying what's happening in the scene, but I think it's very necessary for when he mentions I'm not getting burned, because that's just really hard to illustrate. So him just saying it, or not really saying it, thinking it in his head, communicating to the reader. Yeah, I think that was important. Yes. But yeah, then like at one point, the one girl who kind of like survives the wagon crash, she like rides in with her deer thing and
she
rams it
like on Rudolph, and rams the bad
guy. I thought that worked really well.
And she's saying eek, and she also has an eep later, but yeah, that was cool. That was a nice little action scene where it looks like there's no way he's gonna survive this, and then just out of nowhere, she just rams it.
That's really the most part. It felt a little video gaming, especially with how long it took. And I almost felt like there was like a progress bar over the demons, like by like like you've cut this much out. And then they kill this thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's where I was disappointed, because I'm like, I don't think that was that hard. Like he ambushed you, right? Like, and I get it. This is gonna end up being like one of a million, right? But at the same time, it's like, this is chapter 1. Like, I don't want them to be powerful to take on anything. And if they do beat it, I want it to be like pure luck, because this thing ambushed them, right? So what happens when they have to fight one of these things when they're prepared? Right? So it's just like, well, then they shouldn't have much of a problem taking one of these on. Well, so then it's going to be a thing of adding numbers.
Yes, exactly. Because I'm like, if it's just one, that's one thing. And even like Iskall snipes it. He hits it with the arrow from the side while it's fighting the other dude. And clearly this kid, I mean, the fact he didn't get burned, maybe he does have like strength or something, and there's more going on that you get into the story, and then you look back at this fight and you're like, oh, that's why he was able to put up a better fight. It's not super clear here. Yeah. So I guess wait and see. But one panel,
I just feel like put some armor on him, have him actually have tools that are actually to face anything, and then it's like one of these is not really a threat to him, and then it's like I don't really necessarily playing the numbers game of like, oh, now there's 3 of them now, now there's 5 of them, and I get it. None of these demons are probably not going to be equal in strength. I get that, right? But sorry, you're gonna say something.
I was going to say it might be that kind of thing, too, where the next one they send can shoot fire or something, or they might vary in form. So I guess wait and see. I love, though, there are panels on the page after, I think her name's Yoni. She brings out her deer and headbutts this thing. The panel to the right of that, whenever Kaz is getting up off the ground and he's dazed, I think this is another panel, like the guy who's supposed to be annoying being very annoying. This made me feel kind of dazed to look at. And it's just like this little trick where the line work is just kind of shifted, but it gives it a soft blur. It was like, oh, that's really cool. I don't know that I've seen that in another book.
No, you're completely right. And that's very skillful art. I don't know if she'd like put a filter or something on that to do that. Like, how do you fucking draw the blurs, right?
I mean, it might just be...
No, it looks great. Yeah,
slight expansion and then a blur effect on it, but it's super effective. I was like, ooh, that's cool to look at.
Absolutely.
All right, so they kill the monster, and then I can't. Remember
I don't know. I feel like again, like a lot of times what people have happen at this point is like instead of them defeating the monster, they'll have somebody else come in and like save them, last minute. Because again, I imagine like next time when they're prepared. And epic fantasy, so they're gonna level up, like they're gonna level up, right? And so, are these gonna end up being like boars and WoW? And I'm saying boars and WoW very specifically because there's night elves in this. I don't know if you played WoW. Have you played WoW?
No. Contrary to the Taz Dingbo tagline, I've never played. I've seen people play it, and I went nerd, and then I kept walking to the kitchen, but I'm vaguely aware of it. I've seen bits and pieces. So
yeah. So the girl that saved them, like she's part of this, like I think it's gonna be like it's like maybe like a half devil race or something like that, or like elf. They look very much like the night elves from World of Warcraft or Warcraft. but yeah, and then he like picks apart the thing, and he's just like, it's one of these things where I'm back then. Gonna have to do something about that.
He turns into Clint Eastwood.
Get off
Yeah,
my lawn. I'm done running away. None of that anymore.
Yeah.
So that was cool, but we're not done yet.
No.
Then we get into what I can only describe as the Princess Mononoke moment. Have you seen that movie?
Dude, I was sitting here and I'm like, God, this girl reminds me so much of somebody. And I thought it was the chick from Chrono Trigger. I'm like, no, she didn't have pink skin. Yeah, it's
No, not the chick.
Mononoke.
It's the boar. It's the boar that's Princess Mononoke.
Oh, I know. Even the girl with the face paint stuff. It's the same character, right? But anyway.
No, no, that's not what I was going for. No, because like Princess Mononoke opens up and there's like a demon boar like rushing through. You don't remember that?
I haven't seen it in a long time. But yeah, she's got like the similar face paint and I don't know.
I guess. But yeah, it opened up for that, especially since it's not, I don't know, this might just be a scared boar, but there's like burn marks on the trees. There's demon essence and there's boar. So I'm like, this is just like Princess Mononoke. Not that that's a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it was very reminiscent of that.
We have mirror hearts.
Real quick, you look up female night elf and
female?
Yeah, see what that pops up.
Night elf. Oh yeah, I recognize this one from the WoW pictures.
Share it.
I don't know. I got it full screen. Hang on. This is so it's not taking the picture. It's like a whole link and all this stuff. Here, let's do it this way. Let's see.
How many live shows have you done?
4 or 5 at this point, I think. I sent you the link.
Damn it, fucking Christ. No, let me see. I'll look it up.
Here we go. Share. I understand. Let's proceed.
The first image.
There. Is it sharing? Can you see it?
Yeah, but I'm going to show my screen, so.
No.
Yeah, like that's the same. That's which it might be the influence for her character. Again, just because there's similarities does not mean that's a bad thing. I'm not like saying this is a dig or anything for having this, but fucking gooners, dude. But yeah, no, this is like the same colored hair, the same skin color, right? So it's just like, oh yeah, this is very influenced. So I mean, I guess she played World of Warcraft, or maybe this is just a huge coincidence, you know?
Yeah, it's possible. I'm not sure. I think you can usually see people's influences in their work, so it wouldn't surprise me at all. But it's cool looking design in any case.
Absolutely, just wanted to point it out. But yeah, no. So then, that boar like goes to like attack her, which boars are much more scarier than people give credit to.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, they're nasty.
I would not want to fuck with them. But yeah, she does this like, it looks like there's like a lightning effect going on, but it's really like tree magic. Again, the night elves are very much tree, woods people. Like, but yeah, so so we got some sort of interesting magic system going on in here. Definitely interested to see what that's going to be. But like this scene, the way that this comic ended, I very much really like this stuff.
Yeah, the boar fight too. That one panel, it's got there's so much going on. There's like the trees snapping in the background. There's lightning shoot out of her hand. She's got a little bit more of like the pose. She's got a little bit more energy to it. It looks like she dropped the staff maybe. You have the hearts and the FFs, the Nord FFs and all that stuff going on. You can see her hand. It's just like, and it's got the anime lines in the top panel. Good use of color. It's just, that's one of my favorite panels of the book for sure. It's like, whoa, this is a lot to look at.
Yeah, it's not just the panel, it's the page. And that's where I'm like, okay, the information you're getting per page, and it's not like there's many pages of this character, but the information per page is so much better in this part than it was in the rest, where I'm like, I felt like there's just a lot more of could have been cut down to make it a little bit more concise, to make that pacing just a little bit better. It just did at points feel a little bit slower, but I feel like the ending part where we got that, I'm like, this is perfect. This is the pacing I want.
Yeah, it definitely ends on a high note for sure.
Absolutely. And then so she's she's showing the foreign made up language, and then she's translating it for you. and then you got these you know, it translated right here, you know.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, which I guess that was these F's. Could have been Z's, could have been J's.
It could have been.
And yeah, this is a really unique style for the
Drink
alphabet.
your chocolatey Ovaltine.
Oh, she's even got a period in there.
Period.
Yeah, and then so even the signs have different markings. So yeah, this amount of care is really awesome. Not something you're going to get in the typical indie comics, but you know, it's really awesome. Well, I think you would actually more see care like this in the indie sphere than you would in the mainstream. Yeah, because the mainstream doesn't seem to give a shit anymore.
Right.
But yeah, that was Fiendish. Last thoughts, Devlin.
I would say with this one, I definitely liked enough about it that I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely going to try the next one. Again, there's not a whole lot of comics unless they're like 100 pages or 80 that I read one time and I'm like, all right, I'm all in. I feel like usually with these kind of stories, you're just kind of getting a feel for the world, a feel for the characters, and you can't really draw a firm conclusion from one book. You got to give at least two or three. Yeah. And to me, I'm like, yeah, I could see this series really taking off. And from what I've heard, I know you were kind of mentioning it. I guess the second one, is supposed to be like a huge improvement over this, which is great to hear. So I'm looking forward to reading that one because, I mean, the art style is really cool, pretty unique from what I've seen. The world, there's enough there that I'm like, okay, because if on its surface it's kind of like straightforward, but then you're bringing in some magic. We're starting to build up the party a little bit. Yeah, I think there's a lot of cool things going on here that I'm looking forward to the next one.
Well, like I said, like high fantasy is my jam, so I've already been intrigued in it. I will say like there was so much hype around this comic because of In Our Sphere. It's talked about a lot, so it's like this comic was really put up on a pedestal, honestly. And I think it was really good. I think it was interesting, and I would definitely recommend it to people. Especially obviously anyone who likes fantasy. And like, you're just not going to get comics like this, really from anyone else. And yeah, I think just seeing the amount of care that's put into it is just something special and, a huge reason to read it. Again, I think the biggest thing for me was, not the biggest thing. I think something is just like, the art style being a bit toonish caught me off guard, and I think it's less toonish in the sequel. I don't know if I mentioned it on stream, but it's like I skimmed through it a bit, and it didn't have that same feeling I was having in the first one. And I think the pacing was just a little bit better. I think that was maybe an issue with that. But
did this book remind you at all of like Band of the Crow?
No.
Yeah, okay. I kind of got similar vibes in terms of like the quality of the art and the care that went into it. But
I mean, in that instance, but they feel like such different worlds.
Oh yeah.
That's like the fantasy lovers, because it's like we're all like, if you're in the fantasy genre, you're fucking world builders, you're like. You start to develop this made up place and you put so much care into it. It's just like, you ask anyone who's got a fantasy world, and it's just like, God forbid you ask them some details about it, and then you end up finding out there's 3 maps, just for one region in their world. There's all these different races and stuff like that. I got a huge, file of Google Docs, for my fantasy stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like you just typically get people that are doing high fantasy that just, generally speaking, they probably have more care than maybe the average like sci-fi person or something like that.
Yeah, visually, I think was the biggest thing. It's just there's a level of like polish to it that you don't see in every book that's out there.
Yeah, I don't know, and I say that, and again, that's not a dig at other genres. I feel like there's just a higher percentage of autism getting involved in the high fantasy genre. But no, I think, when we see this level of care, I don't know. She's the artist as well as the writer. So I mean that plays a big part of it. And then also with Band of the Crow, it's just Arvid, I think it's just, we've mentioned he's like on compared to these indie guys, other indie people, he's like really betting on it. You know what I mean? He's putting a lot of money into it. But you mean that Band of the Crow? What do you mean that Band of the Crow, Herman?
That's what I said. I was like, is there? I didn't know there was others. I thought it was just the one.
Yeah. Not Band of the Hawk, which is Berserk. This Band of the Crow.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think this is a great read, and I'm happy I got to read it. Excited for the second one, and we'll see. So I think now we're going to talk about Zalen. Wait, I gotta. 56 minutes. Because I'm probably gonna edit these and
Sure.
put in separate videos.
And just cut out any time I talk. No.
Yeah, if I wanted to be better, yeah.
That would actually be pretty funny if you did that. I'd be like, that's son of a.
Yeah.
Anyways, Zalen.
Yeah. Zalen, real quick, I'm gonna give a link to my Discord before we start that talk.
Sure.
If you guys want to join it, there's not many people in there, but we're gonna build it. We're gonna build it. It's gonna be a cool place to hang out. So join the Discord. And I talk about a lot of projects I'm doing, which this is an intermission, guys. So I'm going to talk about me. If you caught the beginning of the stream, you caught a little bit of Ultra Xenophobe, which is a short story series I do, which is obviously a comedy. And it's about the most testosterone-infused person in the world that's bent on destroying all Xenos. So check that out. That's also my Substack's in the description. So if you want to follow me there, that's the best way to get like the updates on my projects. And I get a weekly newsletter just to poke you and remind you that I'm around. I'm trying to do a video a week again, which is hard to find time to make a YouTube video on top of all this other stuff. But yeah, I got that. Guys, Tale of the Dunce Whisperer. It's still available on Amazon. Highly recommend it because it's the best story ever made. Obviously, it's by me. Talk about high fantasy, a comedy in the high fantasy like that. Has that ever been done before? No, not like me. But I've been talking about dropping the Kickstarter and everything like that for the audiobook for that, and I really want to do that because I'm an audiobook person, like a lot of men. And the thing is, I'm postponing that right now indefinitely for the Kickstarter for that. It's completely ready to launch and everything, but I'm about to move. And I just don't got time to, go on shows and stuff like that and try to promote that. So I'm going to postpone that instead of like committing to that and then not have any time to shill it. And then also no time to fucking actually record the audio and give people the product that they're doing. So I need to be in a better place to be able to get that project done and efficiently, get it to people the way it needs to be. But yeah, I also knocking that project off my plate. I'm still working on 5 other stories. So
that's a lot. It's a lot of stories.
Yeah. That's part of like a short story anthology that I wrote for
Vaughn.
Yeah, that one, the Reapers in Pursuit.
Yeah.
So I did like in the editing phase in that one. The Dawn Edge sequel. I'm in the editing phase on that one as well. Ultra Xenophobe, which is the weekly thing I'm doing. And then there is this high fantasy story that I'm working on, and which you got to catch the first chapter of that, which it's gonna be an awesome story. Can't wait to talk about that more once I actually get further into creating it. It's in its infancy,
Yeah,
and then
good,
I'm working on a comic. I'm not gonna talk much about that, but I got a comic on its way. So 5 different things I'm working on, and they're all fucking S tier projects. You're welcome. But all right, let's talk. Let me scroll up to get to our reference photos that you took. Zalen,
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so Zalen, what kills must die. Welcomes
Must
fans.
die.
Must die. Welcomes fans to a high-stakes, action-packed sci-fi epic featuring relentless enforcer Zalen Dark, written by the legendary Chuck Dixon, with stunning, pulse-pounding artwork by Joe Bennett, and that's accurate. And out
Wait,
of
his
this
name's
world,
Zalen Dark.
Dark, D-A-R,
I didn't realize that.
D-A-R-Q.
Oh, maybe I didn't realize it's dark. Sorry, that's
Out
funny.
of This World colors by Marcos Martins. This is exclusive. Oh, wait, this is taken straight from the page, so it's talking about the collection. So it just kind of talks about the other stuff there. But yeah, Zalen. Some people look at it and they say, "Oh, it's just is that like a Superman guy because he's got a cape and he can fly and he's in space?" But not quite.
So okay, just gonna talk like overall feelings about this, especially since if you heard me before, I got this a while ago and I've been waiting for him to get his copy. It's been taking forever.
Yeah, hero.
And since I'm moving, my copy is not accessible to me right now. So, yeah, I had to try to remember what was going on, and yeah, my main memory from this is holy shit, the art is fucking amazing. Like the art is insane. I remember just flipping panel to panel, just being like, "Oh my god!" And then next panel, "Oh my god, well, this is so cool! Look at how the panels are laid out. Oh my god!" Like I'm like just actually stunned by flipping through the pages. It was insane. But let's talk about the story, and I'll show some of the pictures.
Sorry, you were talking about the panels. This is actually the book that something went weird in the printer, and because of that, they're like, "Yo, there's this one spread, and he's got like 2 crotches or something." So they gave you a discount code on all that stuff. And I'm looking at these panels right here, and can you see at the bottom of the page? See how it's at an angle? Now, whenever I read this, I thought that was intentional, that everything was put on this slant on this page, and it was just cut off. But now I'm wondering, I'm like, ooh, is mine just also sideways there?
Wait, no, that's.
See how
I don't remember that.
It's at an angle going off the page. Do I have a one of a kind here? Did my page get extra messed up?
That wasn't the error, but I don't remember.
It wasn't the error, but is it another one? I don't know. But it's the thing that's funny is I was looking at it and I'm like, yo, this whole page is like it's like slightly angled. I'm like, that's sick. But maybe it wasn't done on purpose now that I'm looking at it. I don't
remember that. I think I have the image that was the issue.
Yeah. It was the one that was. It was not that. But the panel work in general, the fact that I saw that and just thought it was part of it is the way the panels are laid out in this book and the way the pages are set up. It's pretty unique, where they will have a 2-page spread taking up 3/4 of the entire pages, and then have like 4 panels at the bottom. It was clear that a lot of the artistic approach is we want this to look huge. We want to be able to see space in the background, all this stuff going on. And yeah, it starts off, there's that battle with these, they look like Avatar people. They're like these little blue dudes.
Was this it?
That was the one that they
This is the one
whenever they said there was an issue, because he had like 2 belts.
And it just like, I don't even know if I would have noticed if he mentioned it. And also 60% discount.
Oh, dude, I was like,
it wasn't to like one comic.
Oh, I know.
I was like, thank God, because I was behind on orders, like with the Rippaverse for the Horsemen, for Great Warrior Separation, and I think some others. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, thank God, I can afford them now. So
I was like,
just
Eric,
bought,
I got bills, man. I got bills. Like, take it down a notch from here. And then that came out. I was like, oh, good, I can.
Oh, thank God. Yeah.
The only downside is we gotta wait like 5 months or whatever till the Hero Stash sends.
Yeah, it's all bundled together. I think the last one was the anthology series.
Yeah, Saints and Sinners with
Yeah, when that comes out, when that drops, we're gonna have the anthology review is probably going to be a video on a stream on its own, because we're going to go really in depth with all the different things. But then we have a shit ton of stuff to review after that.
Yeah, we got plenty.
Yeah.
So these guys, these bad dudes in this called the Chimerians, they basically went to this planet, these Avatar-looking dudes, and stole all of their water. And the Camarians, yeah, that's their plant. So there's like a dead fish dude in there, and I think that ball in the sky is the water they're stealing.
Yeah.
And so these Camarians are worldless space-going scum who would sell a planet's lifeblood to the highest bidder. So they just go somewhere, steal a resource, sell it. They don't care what damage they leave behind. And then Zalen's like, "Hey, no, can't do that." So he shows up and just wrecks shop, which is a theme for him. He's got like super strength, and he's just basically flies into areas and just demolishes. So barely an inconvenience when he's fighting this first fleet of these Camarians, just wastes them, destroys their ship, and he flies back to home base, and they're like, "Oh, you returned all their water, but it's like too much at the same time. There's gonna be floods. There's gonna be all these problems." And he's like, "I know, but it's not gonna be perfect, but it would have been a lot worse without it." So you get a little bit of his character there where he does that, weighs the risks, and doing the right thing might mean that some people are still going to get hurt afterwards, but it's about the bigger picture. But I mean, yeah, the space backgrounds, dude. You're talking about all these panels, like,
bro. This isn't even like anywhere close to my favorite art in this book, and it's so good.
Just like everything's so big, like 2-page spread where he's flying up to the ship. It looks awesome, and I mean, it looks great on screen. It looks even better in person.
I was honestly like blown away. Like I tweeted about it when I finished. I was like, holy shit, this art. And it's so funny because people make fun of the Rippaverse's art, like, and they're because of ISOM or whatever, but I'm like, bro, no one's got anything on fucking ISOM right now or on Zalen right now, dude.
Yeah, it's a good looking book. So he makes his way back to his ship, and you meet the rest of his crew, because he goes and does the battles, but he has a team that's working with him. There's these little bald green dudes that are kind of like silly. They got like, they just little funny looking guys. I don't even know how to describe them. They're like little naked dudes, but you can't tell what they are. And then there's this dog guy with him that sort of reminds me of like a combination of Panthro from He-Man and Barf from Spaceballs, and his name is
Panthro. Isn't that
Bung.
Isn't that Thundercats?
Is that Thundercats? Yeah, I get those 80s cartoons mixed up. You know the guy, though, Panthro. What's a samaflange? So you get Bong in here, and, he seems like a cool guy. He's like the handyman, but he's talking trash to the little green dudes. He's like, "Oh, I didn't know you were a girl. You guys all the same bits. I can't tell what's what," and they're yelling at him. And then we meet his lady sidekick in Tala. And
I'm surprised you didn't send me a picture of her.
Dude, it would have taken up we would have needed 3 monitors stacked just to get her forehead in there. Okay.
This is the one downside of everything in here of visual wise was just her design. I was not feeling it, and then also heavily he was really not feeling it.
Look at
there's the monkey looking guy. That was a cool design. Everything else design wise, I'm with. Like even Zalen's design. I remember seeing it at first. I was kind of like, and then I'm like, no, I'm with it. I dig his design. But
this lady's head it's the horseman. It's the horseman's helmet mixed with Tron, and like somebody perspective warped it. Just went, you're like a piece of mozzarella cheese that's been microwaved. Just stretched it out, and I'm like, why? Why did they do it? She's a pretty girl, and then she's got this big metal head. I'm like, I don't know, man. Everything looks cool. When I saw that, I was like, ooh, that is not. I don't like that. Anyways, then you get the reveal in their ship. They got like this giant. What did you call him? The giant green dude. His name's like Saolos or something. How did you describe him? You call him some kind of special whale or something?
No, I mean, isn't it not the whale?
Yeah,
there's like a space whale.
Yeah, he's like a space whale of some sort, but he's not totally a whale. He's like a space whale creature. He's green. He's kind of like a frog-looking dude.
Yeah, I'll show this thing right here.
Yeah, that's him.
What'd you get? This image? What? So insane! This is nuts.
Yeah, so he's hanging out on their boat on their ship too, and the ship actually belongs to the green guys, and he's like they're helping out, but he's got like special abilities or something because he can.
Well, it's very Dune. If you've seen Dune, there's like the worms that. Well, not the worms. It's the spice that's like demorph and kind of make these like human worm hybrids, and that's how they travel through space. Is these fucking coked up space people worm things. So basically, this whale is kind of like that. It's like a psychic fucking being that is able to hyperdrive them around the universe with its psychic powers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he's in there, and that's pretty cool. And they're discussing where to go next. And I like Bong. His face in this one panel is absolutely hilarious. Yeah, Bung. He's talking to the little green dudes, and the little green guy's like, "We're not all boys." He's like, "Well, girl then." And then it's like, "I am not a girl." And he's like, "I don't know. I'm supposed to know you, nafty jamma." So it's just funny. The dialogue with them, the banter between them, I think was pretty fun. And I think
did the manta rays already happen?
No, they're coming up. But I think Dixon has, out of the comics I've read, especially from the Rippaverse, I think his books have the best like flow. They have these lines that feel real and conversational. The banter's funny, and things just move at a really good pace. And there's always like at least one or two lines that are like, "Ooh, that was a good line." Even what kills must die. That's just cool. Yeah. So after the battle, Zalen takes a little siesta because they're like, "Yo, he's low on energy and all that stuff," and he's sleeping. He has visions of his home world, and it's this beautiful place, this kind of like island paradise type deal. They get a distress call from some blue axolotl-looking fella, but it doesn't come through clearly.
Yeah.
We'll call him Al. And it's shortly after that they get into like warp drive speed where they're traveling like 20 gajillion light years per hour or whatever. But they hit a flux, and the ship's going to get torn apart, so Zalen has to stop the ship from getting torn apart, and you get like this awesome panel he's doing like flying out. Yeah. He's like shoo. So he's doing that.
That's a reference to the other thing we were reading, guys.
Fiendish, yeah.
Nobody's going to catch on to the joke, even if they did listen to the previous part. Justin, thank you for that.
You're welcome, and thank you for explaining it. So that's all good.
Yeah.
More awesome. Look how big these are. Like everything's so big and so colorful.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
And then we get the manta rays, right? Because of the distress call. They're being like surrounded by these space manta rays, which boom. Oh, these things were awesome. I was like, hell yeah, dude.
That's you don't want
to see about. I love this shit in sci-fi, and like this again, the space whale thing. Love that shit in sci-fi.
So you got space whales, you got space manta rays. Yeah, those things they're weird looking. So if you're
space
flying
calamari,
yeah, right. So they're flying through and they got to fight these big things, and they're shooting their weapons at them, and these things are just absorbing it. Nothing's working, and it seems like they're not sure what to do. And then a huge one of these things shows up, this like massive manta ray. He's real big. He's so big he takes.
Oh yeah, that's right.
2 pages, and so it grabs Zalen. You can see he gets all tangled up over there. I'm talking about, so that's not good. You don't want to get tangled up in that. It's all gross looking. So it like squishes him, and it reads his mind, basically, I think is what we're gathering here. So we get to see Zalen's origin, and it just talks about how he grew up on this, like, inside of almost like a science-y type building or something, and he's just studying. It's just him. He's alone, and doesn't know anything in the outside world. He's subjected to some tests. He's being, like, electrocuted. He's fighting things. Eventually he breaks out of this kind of like prison of sorts that he's in, and so we get a lot of his backstory and origin here, which is pretty cool. So that was on his home planet,
and I'm not sure when this happens. I assume it's soon or something.
That's coming up. So on his home planet he breaks out of like wherever he's at, and he's there but nobody else is. So he's like, where are my people at? So he's free, but he's still alone. He calls it like a world of the dead, and he's just trying to figure out what's going on. So a lot of this, his motivation is he's trying to like find his people. He's like, I can't be the only one. What's going on with that? And after this monster thing holds him and reads his mind, it's just like, oh, okay, you're you were born alone. Like, that sucks, dude. And then it pieces out and they leave him alone. So the guns weren't working on him, but because it read its mind, it let him go. And then it's shortly after that he goes and he talks to the green dudes, Olos. And I think that's when he's like, does he give them the other coordinates and then they transfer? I can't remember if that's right there. Ultimately, though, with the panel you're showing right there, they do end up going to Zalen's home planet, which was Kadaf.
This was his home planet?
I believe so.
Was?
Yeah. It's not the island paradise we saw earlier, that's for sure.
I just want like this image here is insane.
Yeah.
This is crazy with the colors and just what's happening with this planet. There's like a fucking like I don't know, sunbeam birds out of this fucking planet. Like what is like it's insane. And I could just look at this image for like ever and be like, what the like this is insane.
Yeah.
And was this a full spread too? They just didn't have the whole full spread.
It's like one big
Oh,
page
yeah.
and just a tiny bit of the other page.
Yeah, it's just nuts. And I'm like, again, I don't know. I'm gonna keep glazing the fucking art over and over again on this. Is insane.
Yeah, that's right. Because Soholos tells them you need to go back to your home planet. So they go back there, and it shouldn't look like that. Something bad's happening. So it takes them 105 days to get there. And it seems that there's these giant robot dudes, which their design was kind of funky too. They're like these. They almost look like if you turned a shrimp, like a mantis shrimp, into a like 70s sci-fi robot. It's like a fun design, but definitely another like that whole ocean/space crossover style that is throughout this book. There's more of it, even with the robots.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets there and he's like, "No, this is my home. What'd you do to it?" And he starts blowing up all the shrimp. So he fights off the shrimp that are there. Again, some more just like insane panels, like fire and explosions and him looking cool and punching things. And so he blows those up, and then his party's like, "Hey, we should go explore the planet because this doesn't look too good." So while he's out exploring, they get the axolotl dude calls back, and he's like, "Hey, I need to talk to Zalen." And the little green dudes are like, "Oh, he's he can't come to the phone right now, but if you want to leave a message, we'll get him back to you as soon as you can." And then they're like, "Oh, well, what's that? We're going through a tunnel, breaking up." So they end up hanging up on this guy while Zalen's out exploring. And he travels around his planet and finds, what was it? Aha? Was that the machine he talks to? But basically, he doesn't discover anything in his exploration that's gonna help him. He's not finding what he was hoping to find. And then as they're leaving, Bung notices there's these cool like glyphs carved into the face of the planet that are huge, talking about like, we're right there, these sort of like markings. Not too unlike the markings from the last book we were talking about. Yeah. So he sees those. He's like, there's got to be something about these that's important. And as he's getting ready to explore those a little bit more and try to figure out what's going on there, this giant ship, the shrimp ship, shows up.
Shrimp ship.
Yeah, shrimp ship. It's so big. So that thing shows up, and he's got to deal with that.
That's what you said.
So they... I can't remember. Do they fight the shrimp ship or they run away from it? Do you remember? Oh, that's right. Yeah. Pull it out, Storch. He goes around the planet and he uses its like gravitational force to get speed, and then he blows up the shrimp ship. So
yeah,
what do they call it? Bang bang shrimp? Is that what happened?
Hilarious.
You're welcome. Very funny. And so yeah, there's that there. It's all blown up. Really cool art again. Every single page in this book is just like, yes.
Yeah.
And then you get this cut at the end where after he blows up the shrimp ship and all that, they are then at the very end, I'm like, is this his home planet? Did they like restore it or something? Because there's a hard cut.
So I was okay. I think at this point we could talk a little bit about the story, right? Kind of more overall gist. And I was confused a few points. I was kind of confused of where we were in what part of the story. So, and that was very much, I was very confused when that was happening.
Yeah.
And I think that was where it was like some of the, like, it's not just that part. There was a couple of times it was a little bit jarring with the transitions to the next part where I'm like, there needed to be something in between this to tell me what was happening between these two parts.
Yeah. I was for up until this point, especially, reading it the second time. The first time, I agree completely. The second time, I was like, okay, I'm with you. And then this last section, I'm still not 100% sure of where they are. Is it his planet? Did they go somewhere else? And then they put the giant space whale. They give him an ocean to go swim around. And they're like, whenever he's ready to leave, we will. And then you get the... that's why she wears that ugly helmet, dude. She's got a giant chrome dome. Like, I don't like that. It's just weird.
No.
So I like all the little green fellows though. They're having fun at the beach that day. They're like making.
And then what are they building?
And stuff.
The Eye of Sauron.
Yeah, I think that's what they're
No,
working
it
on.
is. Yeah. Somebody
They're
else
not to
pointed
be
that out.
trusted.
I didn't even notice my first read there. I was like,
I
damn,
didn't
that's
either.
awesome.
I guess that
Yeah.
isn't. Oh yeah, he's got the eye. That is cool. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's very good. Nice touch. So
Pretty
they're
cool.
down there and they're like, yeah, whale man, this fella right here, the whale bro,
Yeah.
space whale bro.
You
They're
know
like,
what?
whenever he,
You know what it reminds me of? Um, Underrated movie. But this is criticism. What was it? The Speed Racer movie.
I haven't
Remember
seen
the?
it yet. I own it, but I haven't watched it.
It's really old.
I know. I got a Goodwill for $1. I was like, it's
Okay.
Matrix, the Matrix fellas. I'll check this out someday.
Okay, well, at the end of Speed Racer, there's all these like there's so much going on, and then like the camera's jumping to all these places, and then like when he crosses the finish line, you almost don't even realize he crossed the finish line, and you're kind of confused. That's kind of what was going on with me
Gotcha.
with this. It's just so much is happening, and we're just seeing all these flash, and it looks really cool, but I'm kind of also I got lost, and
Yeah.
you know, a bit.
Yeah, I get that. So they're on the beach, and this basically brings us to the end. The axolotl fella calls back again. He's like, "Hey, I got a problem. This guy broke out and he escaped, and he can blend in and look like anybody. And he went to this other planet, and the planet they're describing, they call it like Darati Jord or something. But again, you're saying a little confused. I swear they're describing Earth. I assume they're describing Earth because this is in the Rippaverse universe. So he's gonna end up.
He'll be in
Spark, right?
Earth eventually. Yeah,
We got to go to Texas. You know it's gonna happen.
All things lead back to Texas.
Yeah. So the way that they're describing this location that this dude broke out of, and he's got a funny name. It's like XX-42069 lowercase x uppercase x or something. It looks like an old Xbox username. I can't remember, but they're like, he's super dangerous. Oh, and there's a funny panel here too where they reveal what he actually looks like, and the little green guy there, he sees what he actually looks like, starts chucking, starts throwing up. And the chick over there, she's sick too. She looked in the mirror, was like, "Oh, my poor head." So yeah, it ends there, and the one other green dude faints, and then you get this shot right here. Which, how cool looking is that? Very cool looking. That's
this one, yeah, great way to end it on this already like amazing art comic.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like I said, we've been glazing the art of this nonstop, and you can constantly glaze it where it's like, okay, next Zalen comes out, I'm gonna have to get it because the art is so amazing. Okay, now let's shut up a little bit about the art because we get it. It's amazing,
Right.
It's awesome,
very good.
All right, what about the story? I felt like out of all of the Chuck Dixon Rippaverse stories that I've read, I felt like this was the weakest one.
Yes, for sure.
And
I agree with that.
Which, again, I think his stories have been the best. So it's not really like a bad thing necessarily. I just was hoping for like that horseman right like characterization stuff to pull into this one.
Mhm.
And maybe because they had to cover so much or something, I don't know. It wasn't to the same level of writing with that I was expecting with Chuck Dixon. So I was a bit let down on that. The other thing is I kind of figured this is going to happen, but I'm like, please don't just make him super strong and have flight as a character. And I'm like, that's what he was. I'm like, we already have like 3 or 4 of those already in the Rippaverse. I just like when it comes to weapons, right? Like with the axes and Fiendish, and I'm like really happy we had the diversity in weapons. I want diversity in powers, and I've not seen that so much with the Rippaverse, and I really wanted that for Zalen, and we didn't get that. And of course, he can't have construction powers. That'd be Lantern Core way too obvious, way too much, right? I think Great War of Separation too. We haven't got it yet, but it looks like that's going to have a lot more different powers. So, well, can you confirm? Is there a lot more different powers than that?
Oh crap! I don't remember offhand. I just remember really enjoying it.
Yeah, but even so, I was just like, I just want something else, to add to that. I just, again, to me, that's just not like I'm a power system type of guy. I like the people, the unique powers, and Zalen's not it. So that's a preference thing, but you know. Right.
Yeah, I get that. I know what you mean. It's the kind of thing that it's like the standard fair set of superpowers to have. So it would be cool if there was a little bit more something. even if it's just he has all those powers and also this other thing, that would be nice. I'm with you. I thought that the writing on this one, like the characters, I liked the characters in it, but I wasn't hooked. It's
Right. Yeah.
but a lot of first issues. I guess the problem is that because his other books were so good and I liked them so much, I wanted like you.
If this wasn't Chuck Dixon, then it would be like the criticism wouldn't be the same. And again, like the thing is, it's like the noticeable thing about his writing has been the pacing has been so good, and I felt like the pacing was a bit of an issue here, where it was skipping too much, it was too quick or something like that. So it's like it was let down because of Chuck Dixon, but at the same time, it wasn't bad. It just my expectations for him, from his previous Rippaverse stuff, wasn't met in this one.
I agree. But it does make me hopeful that the next issue, like a lot of first issues, like, okay, we're getting the world, we're getting this and that. Now that we're familiar, the next issue, I'm hoping it knocks it out of the park, because obviously we know he is capable and has a track record of knocking it out of the park. So I mean, honestly, you know what, just if the art's there, like, I'm back immediately. But there's enough meat on the bone. His whole backstory of like, I gotta find my people. It's like, okay, what happened to them? Like, oh, all right, that's kind of interesting. People don't just vanish from the universe.
Interesting, and it didn't really pull me in though.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Interesting. It wasn't enough to be like, oh, I need to know.
Right.
Again, it could, obviously, first issue, second issue could be the one that really gets us. Again, the art, it doesn't matter. The art has got me, and but yeah, no, I just the character alone, again, like the way he was pitched and everything, that didn't really interest me. You can't just be like, oh, it's an epic space opera. That's not enough. But I guess in that context, it kind of was better than I expected. Taking Chuck Dixon being the writer out of it, I felt like the elements thrown into the story was better than how it was like just pitched.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, completely. And I thought one thing that surprised me a little bit too was some of the moments of levity and humor. I liked that. I did not expect it. I thought it was going to be very, very serious, and it has moments like that. But then you get like the little green guys puking and making the jokes about like, I can't tell which one he's a boy. Like little stuff like that. I appreciated. It made it was fun without being too much or out of place.
It's not that MCU fucking humor where you're just like, can you stop joking? 1 second, damn it.
Yeah. It was just like a little quip and then they're moving on. I was like, okay, that's good.
Before we stop talking about Zalen and Rippaverse, we have a few more things to talk about with that stuff. But real quick, you can even do it now in a few minutes or so, 30 minutes or so. I'm going to be over at Von Coleman's channel. I just put the link to the show going on right now. He is closing out on Phenomenova issue 3. Go check that out. Go back it if you haven't backed it already. But yeah, if you want to leave us now, I don't care. Go over and back his project. But I'm going to be hanging out there after we're done talking about Zalen and the Rippaverse. So what else do we have to say about Zalen with that? We've said a lot. Yeah,
I think I've probably covered everything I wanted to. I'm very much looking forward to the next one, and I hope that it hooks me the way Chuck Dixon's other books have. I think, as you mentioned, there's a lot of cool elements going on here, and I think that presented in a maybe easier to follow, easier to digest way, this could be a really cool set of characters. So looking forward to the next one.
Well, if the story was Horseman quality, this would be a 10 out of 10. Like my first 10 out of 10 in the indie sphere, period. Because the art was 10 out of 10. The story wasn't 10 out of 10. Right. Which is just like, I want that 10 out of 10. Which I'll say, I don't even think that like the Horseman, as great as the story was, I don't think it was a 10 out of 10 story. But if you have that high quality of a story with that high quality of art, I'm like, that's a 10 out of 10 to me, Yeah. Not everything has to be perfect I don't know if I'm going to contradict myself or whatever, but it's just like, I don't know. I can't say it enough. The art was so impressive where it's just like, I think it's like almost just unique. Has he done anything else in the Rippaverse? This artist, I think he has, right? It's
Yeah,
Joe
but
Bennett. I
unlike,
imagine he's right. It's
yes,
Joe Bennett.
yeah, but offhand, I'm not sure what other books. I know I've seen his name and other things, but I can't
Didn't he
remember.
do some of the ISOM stuff?
Maybe I don't follow the artist names as closely
Yeah,
as
I know, right?
should, and
But
clearly I'm not alone on that.
but it's like again the that like this if he's done the other project, this is his best art that he's done for the Rippaverse.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to the stream, man. We're almost done over here. We're going to the Von Coleman stream next. So
Okay, it says that on the Rippaverse page, the Chuck Dixon and Joe Bennett did Zalen, the Horseman, and Alpha Core.
yeah, this is way better than his work in Alpha Core and Horseman, which is ironic because because it's like story wasn't. Yeah, no, I agree, Steven. God, like we said, the arts. I kind of want to shut up about the art because I just keep repeating the same thing. Oh my god, it's all good. It's like,
oh yeah, do you guys see the picture?
It's so insightful.
You look at it, it's great. Yeah,
it's like, but the art speaks for itself.
But dude, did you see the art though? You remember when the art was awesome? That was so cool.
Yeah,
remember when the art was awesome? Yeah.
But again, okay, so let's just talk Rippaverse in general for a little bit before we end the stream. Again, heading over to Von Coleman stream after this. Again, I want to see more unique powers. I need to see more unique powers from the Rippaverse, and I don't think we're going to get any of that from Saints and Sinners. It's a short story collection. That's not going to be a testing ground. That's going to for characters necessarily. That's like going to be a testing ground for people's writing ability.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect from that. Like, I'm curious, and it wouldn't surprise me if every story's pretty good. It also wouldn't surprise me if some of them are just kind of, So I'm very interested to see how that one turns out. I think a lot of people are, just because there's so many big names attached to it, and it will be cool to see it popping up in all these different places. The hype will be fun around that one for sure, and hopefully the book lives up to it.
Oh, I didn't even know that. So this was like a passion project for Bennett. I mean, it makes sense.
That makes okay. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like I want to see those things. Like I need to be wowed. Like I think the Rippaverse is doing good. Obviously, the rate at which they're releasing things is fucking insane. I'm still disappointed about the no digital thing, which I don't think there's ever going to be convincing Eric otherwise, which is kind of like his whole business model. Which look, he's the one making millions of dollars. What the fuck do I know?
Right.
But I'm like, man, if I had to wait to read these digitally, it would be saving a lot of money. Which,
yeah, even if it was a like they have so many different subscriptions to the Rippaverse to have something like that. And honestly, even if it was like, subscription Rippaverse is $20 a month. Well, if you're getting one book a month and with shipping and everything else, it's coming in at $35, you're still saving money to go digital. So I don't know. I feel like there'd be a market there too, but I don't know.
Well, the thing is to get that cheap price point is to get people, that are on the edge. Be like, oh, I'll do this. Yeah, I know that's his reason, is because digital equals pirating, and it's like, and I know people bring up the point where it's like, well, they're going to pirate anyways, but it's like it's still minimizing the amount of pirating,
sure,
which is definitely a factor. But I think it's like,
I don't know that
the thing is like people will buy it digitally, like, and coming from a person who pirates all of his manga, I don't know, like maybe I shouldn't talk, but it's like I have special edition Berserk things. I would love to get more special edition stuff, but it's like it's more of a thing of like, really the only way I can get manga sometimes is because it hasn't been released in English in the US, or where do we even get it?
Right.
And then it's like Global Comics doesn't have it. If Global Comics had the manga, I'd be reading it there, and I'm paying for a subscription there.
All I can guess is that as long as the physical sales and Rippaverse are good, they just keep the truck rolling down or keep the train down the tracks. I think if the physical starts drying up, then maybe they'll look into digital. To me, I almost don't know. Even maybe digital. Only do it for the old books. If they've been out for a couple years, like, yeah, you want to ice them one? Sure. Digital, $5, like that kind of thing. Like the book's been out, it's kind of run its course. I don't know that it's gonna. And a lot of times too, if I buy a book digital and I really like it, I'll go back and get the physical. Like I really want to have this. But there's also other books where I can't afford to back every single indie and get the physical copy where it's $30 after you have the book and the shipping and everything else. How many of those can you back before you're like, wow, okay, this bill's getting pretty intense? But there are books out there that I have read from indie creators because they offer digital. So I wasn't going to buy, take a shot in the dark on a $40 book or what have you. But for $5, yeah, I'll read your book. And it's awesome because it means I can read more. And I think you might get more people in the door if they did that. But again, to your point, they're making millions of dollars. What do we know? That's just my 2 cents.
Well, I backed a Lucent book. I was never going to, because I just don't have the money to back it. Oh my God, how much is that going to kill me in the shipping? It's coming from Australia.
Actually, the shipping was really reasonable. I think it was like $10 or $12. Like it was not that different than a book that came from down the road.
Yeah. And he's never bought digital, and I get that. But again, I think I really want to read up on. I keep on forgetting the character's name. It's the Demon Comics DC. It's Entragram or whatever. Like I've always been interested in this character, in the DC universe, and I see that I can get some of the comics for like $10 digitally. So I'm like, oh, I'd rather spend that than $35,
Right.
And so yeah, it's I want the story, if you want the story, then it's more about that than having the physical product. But either way, like I said, it's working out for him.
Yeah.
I mean, but the other thing is, again, I'll say it again. I want more unique powers. We have Blood Ruth, which is probably the most unique powers of things. But like after reading that, it's like it's just general. It's blood magic, but it kind of ended up becoming more generic magic.
She's got the library of
of magic,
of ridiculous spells,
yeah. And then so we'll see in Yaya 3 if the ice powers are more used as ice powers. But again, she's a flying, superpowered strength person who just so happens to have ice powers, but like. In Yaya 1, it was not like it was used as like blast rays more than it was anything like ice wise. But yeah. Besides that, man, okay. What do we got coming in? So I got Great War Separation 2 coming in. I'm excited for that. First one was really good.
Yep. Horseman 1.
Horseman 1, which is so confusing.
And Horseman 2 is already up. You can already
I know
Horseman 2.
It's crazy.
The Rippaverse short stories, which all of those I'm sort of like, there was one that the Saskas did where it was like a guy and a girl.
Catch and Kill?
Yes. So that one I'm like, maybe a
I put it on because we got that 60% discount.
I know you're excited for Blue Shift. I know you can't wait for that one. You're super pumped.
No, but
Norfolk, which I'm looking forward to.
Norfolk. I forgot about Norfolk. Yeah. I mean, that was like, again, I felt like
I still have to back it.
Really? It's just crazy because
dude,
everyone's been hyped about that.
I'm very excited, but I
never got. Everybody's like, "Oh, I can't wait for Norfolk." Why? We know nothing about them, and then like it surprised Eric too because he's like, "There's just like one page with them on it," and everybody's like, "Oh, I want Norfolk." And it's like,
I think there's a lot of dudes in the scene that like power metal and they like that kind of like that rock music vibe. You're like, yo, it's a band. This is like Scott Pilgrim, but it's like Norse gods or something. Like, sign me up. So anytime I see bands and things, I'm like immediately interested. But it was the same, like I was saying, I'm like, I bought this book, I bought that one, I bought this one, I need to take a break. Okay, Norfolk ends in a month and a half. Well, I'll let my wallet breathe for a month and a half and then get it a little bit later. So I still need to back that, but I am very much looking forward to that one. I don't know.
I want a costume change on Horseman. I don't think we got a costume change on Horseman 2 looking at it. And I'm like, bro, like just cover the ears. Cover the ears. Make the blue a little bit darker. And I'm like, I think you're good. Get rid of the horse ears, you know?
I'm trying to think what else is coming up in the pike here other than these. I don't know if anything else has been. I can't remember when they did that grand reveal where they're like, "Yo, this year we're making 300 books." It was like, "Whoa."
Well, there's the two Sasuke stories, the ones that they're writing separately, which
I don't think I
I'm
have
not I'm
those.
gonna back. You know, there's just too many things to back. And I know those villains have been in so many of the Rippaverse comics, and I haven't been
Those
interested
two.
in them. Yeah.
Okay, I forget their names.
Yeah,
But I
they're
know who
doing
you're talking
backstories
about.
for that purple chick and the green dude. I mean, he's not green
Yeah,
skinned. He's got like green powers. She's got
yeah, I know you're talking
powers.
about.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember his name, but yeah, those two. Yeah, I might hold off on that one too.
Yeah.
Um, there was another one. I guess be getting Great War Separation 3 at some point since it's a 4-book arc, and they've
Yeah.
been coming out with those pretty quickly.
Always forget
Um,
about Gooding. I liked Gooding.
oh yeah, whatever happened to Gooding?
Oh, he's still around. He's just um I don't know, what's his name wrote that?
Mike Barron.
Mike Barron. Yeah,
Yeah.
I liked it. It's good. But yeah, no, so I'm interested in more of that. But yeah, I think people want like a team up comic, and I agree. I think we
Yeah.
need a team up, and Eric's talked about it a little bit. I think if we're going to get a team up, it's
Oh.
probably going to be Isom, Gooding, and
I forgot. Dirty Deeds, was that another one that was in the Ripazine? I don't know if they'll turn that into a full story. I think
yes, that
one
was because
Brown wrote.
Carol Brown wrote that. I got that one too.
Yeah, that one. I think
Yeah.
I have that one in the card. I just got.
That looks actually. I didn't get it because it's part of the Ripazine. I'm like, okay, I can't give the money to the Ripazines too. But like, since we had the
$10
discount,
on
I was like,
shipping,
cool,
yeah.
and I wanted to get that. It looked good. But yeah, no. What's it called? Oh, I totally lost my train of thought. I guess we do have a team up with like Alpha Core, but
Just a little bit.
It's more like government, like the government troops.
Yeah, and we know a lot about Brian Solari, but is it Braxwell and Ingrid? We don't know tons and tons about them.
Well,
So-
you can have the quiet guy, which that's what what's his name is he's the quiet guy of it. But I'm like, you need more than just two people talking, which I get they got the Yaira chick, the niece, or not the niece, the like great
Mhm.
granddaughter. That's in the Alpha Core now. Which so that's you got her. I don't know. It's just I feel like we need another team. I think I'd be really hyped for that. Again, diverse powers. The chick with the whips.
That's
I don't get
Ingrid
her
Valdez,
powers.
I think.
And,
I don't
yeah,
either.
she's cool design, but I don't
Like-
get the whips.
Yeah, can she retract them when she goes to bed? Or they just like flopping around? She's actually like cutting her alarm clock in half. I don't know.
Yeah.
Some other characters that haven't gotten their own stories, but like Saoirse, I don't know. That's not really. She
Yeah, I
didn't
don't know,
do a
there's-
whole lot
I
for
don't
me.
have
I'm
any
not super
interest.
excited. I salvage PI maybe. I'm definitely curious. I like that.
I like
character's
his design
a lot.
I actually
yeah.
like. Yeah.
Yeah, his suit's cool.
It looks like
Yeah.
a pimp. No,
Yeah,
okay. So, Student God asks any back Death Shroud, big name on his campaign. I really was on the edge of backing it,
Mhm.
but it's a big book, big money. It's not that expensive for. It's not really expensive for the page count and the quality of art because I think it's Canon White's art, which Canon White's fucking awesome. But I can't. I'm low on money right now, especially I mentioned I'm going to be moving. I don't have money to spend. So I was like, I can't back this right now. But that project definitely looked cool.
Okay, so it's $45 for. It says
Like almost 200
192
pages. Yeah.
total with 96 pages of new story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't got that money to drop. I don't. If it was digital.
Oh, Michael and Lillian were the other two characters. So I think her book is called the Cursed, and his is like the Left Eye Black Eye Club or something. The Left Eye fan club. He's just a really big TLC fan.
I haven't been up to since Forestbach, though. I think the upcoming individual books is going to be more of an origin books. I agree. I think they are going to be more of origin books as well. And welcome to the stream, man. Don't forget to subscribe.
And story coming.
Yeah.
They had to lay down more universe first. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that one.
Yeah, no, I think that's like a big thing, and the reason why the Rippaverse is doing so good well in the first place is the fact that people love the superhero universe thing, like And obviously there was like, because I'm rereading these like older comics, New Teen Titans, and it's just like, man, I love this whole superhero dynamic and everything like that in this universe. I love this. Kind of grew up with it, with the cartoons. But you need new characters. Can't do DC Marvel. So the Rippaverse kind of providing that. But I think I'm gonna call it here. And guys, please go over to Von Coleman's channel right now. And I will be over there as well in a bit after I bully Justin a little bit. Anything you want to say before we cut out of here?
No, I don't have any like quippy one-line or anything. So thanks for hanging out.
All right. Well, everyone have a good one. I hope you enjoyed our discussion. We do these sporadically, so just follow me on fucking Twitter or sub to my Substack. That's the best way to know what I'm doing. And I got the best stories coming out, like Ultra Xenophobe. Go back and listen to the beginning of this. You're gonna be impressed. Okay, guys. But until that, thank you guys for joining us. I really appreciate that. You're awesome.
Remember, son, dying is gay.
Have a good one, guys.